I want to just give you an opportunity to respond to Elon Musk attacking you on social media.
No.
If you could die by irony, she would be dead.
This is Elizabeth Warren, the current US Senator from Massachusetts and prime supporter of the Tax the Rich movement. After spotting the camera, Warren quickly hid behind the nearest person. Elon Musk tweeted, "Interesting. What a hypocrite. Explain yourself, Senator Warren." Someone replied, "Haha, she tried to hide from the person filming. Watch it again." Intentionally beelined herself behind her staff as soon as she saw she was on video. Elon elaborated by saying, "Sneaky but ineffective, like the rest of what she does." This is one of the many debates between Elon Musk and Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren has ironically been touting herself as a major supporter of sustainable energies, but recently, she decided to criticize the CEO of the #1 EV manufacturer. Every argument always has events that culminate to the heated climax. Elon Musk and Elizabeth Warren's debate is no different. The Biden administration has been adamant about passing the Build Back Better bill, which is a $1.9 trillion legislation that includes massive federal tax credits for electric vehicles. Senator Joe Manchin recently prevented the bill from passing due to inflationary issues. Consumer prices are already inflating at accelerating rates, and such a large bill does not seem necessary. If such a bill was passed, it would further exacerbate inflation by spending almost 10% of the entire US GDP. Elon Musk tweeted that if temporary provisions in the Build Back Better Act become permanent, US national debt will increase by 24%. Attached to the tweet is a website from the University of Pennsylvania detailing the macroeconomic effect of the Build Back Better bill if passed. The website concluded that if the Build Back Better bill was permanent, spending would instead total $4.6 trillion over the 10-year budget window. In this scenario, by 2050 federal debt increased by 24.4% and GDP would fall by 2.9% relative to current law. You might be confused as to how a bill would even spend that level of capital. The Build Back Better bill contains many provisions, most of which nobody even knows because of how long the bill is. The reason for the bill's length is primarily because the government always fits in inefficient and borderline useless provisions. Elon knows this and explained how there is a lot of accounting trickery in this bill that isn't being disclosed to the public. We've seen temporary government policies stay permanent over the course of history, with the most recent example being the Federal Reserve's incessant government spending. Temporary government policies are almost never temporary, which is perfectly depicted by the Star Wars Empire. Elon Musk tweeted about how there is nothing more permanent than a temporary government program. There's simply no need for the Build Back Better bill, as it would likely do more harm than good. Total US debt has increased by 92% over the past decade, from $14 trillion to $28 trillion. Elon responded in reaction to this data by saying, "This is scary, something's got to give. Taxing all billionaires at 100% only drops national debt by roughly 10%, which is just 1 year of deficit spending." There is one person that would certainly want to tax billionaires at 100%, which is Elizabeth Warren. While running for presidency in 2020, she touted her billionaire tax as one of her groundbreaking proposals. Part of her proposal would be a tax on unrealized gains, which would mean taxing gains on stocks that aren't even sold yet. As the richest person in the world, Elon Musk was obviously an easy target for this proposal. He was recently named Time Person of the Year, which caught many Tesla skeptics by surprise. Elizabeth Warren fired at Elon Musk by saying, "Let's change the rigged tax code so the person of the year will actually pay taxes and stop freeloading off everyone else." This was in reference to the billions of dollars of Tesla stock on the public market that Elon's wealth primarily consists of. Elon was obviously furious. He replied, "Stop projecting," with an article attached detailing Elizabeth Warren's lies about being Native American. Elon referenced a common psychological term named projection, a behavior where people attribute characteristics to others when they actually have those characteristics themselves. In this context, he is implying that Elizabeth Warren calling him a fraud is actually about Warren herself. Elon further joked about Warren by saying, "You remind me of when I was a kid and my friend's angry mom would just randomly yell at everyone for no reason. Please don't call the manager on me, Senator Karen." Elizabeth Warren's tax fraud argument is ironic given that Elon is about to pay over $11 billion in taxes in 2021. Elon explained, "And if you opened your eyes for 2 seconds, you would realize I will pay more taxes than any American in history this year. Don't spend it all at once." Oh wait, you did already. Elizabeth Warren was enraged and decided to respond on MSNBC, where she proceeded to call Elon the world's richest freeloader. This is because she believes that Tesla and SpaceX rely on government incentives.
I want to just give you an opportunity to respond to Elon Musk attacking you on social media.
You know, the world's richest freeloader evidently has a very thin skin. But you know the part that really makes me angry about this? It's on behalf of every public school teacher, every waitress, every computer programmer, every street cleaner who actually paid taxes. And that means they paid more than Elon Musk did in federal income taxes. And that's just not right. And it means the system is broken. I, along with many others, am trying to fix that. But the days when these guys not only get to rake it all in, but then rub everybody else's nose in it while they head off into outer space and declare how they did this all on their own, when they were subsidized by the federal government and subsidized by every waitress and by every public school teacher who paid their taxes. This is wrong. And Elon Musk needs to eat a big dish of that.
The reporter with Elizabeth Warren, Joy Reid, definitely doesn't agree with Elon. She accused Elon Musk of cultural appropriation because Elon called Elizabeth Warren Senator Karen.
For so many reasons, being a freeloader and a selfish and disrespectful one, and for misappropriating black vernacular for misogynistic purposes, Elon Musk is the absolute worst.
Elon joked around by calling Joy Reid a lobbyist for Senator Karen. With this tweet in mind, someone stated how it's amazing that Elon Musk owns Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, The Boring Company, and Elizabeth Warren. Elon laughed in response. When questioned about the debate in person, Elon elaborated on Warren's hypocrisy.
She struck first, obviously.
Right. Yes, she did.
She called me a freeloader
Yeah.
and a grifter who doesn't pay taxes, basically. And I'm literally paying the most tax that any individual in history has ever paid this year, ever. And she doesn't pay taxes, basically at all. And her salary is paid for by the taxpayer, like me.
Could you even use? Could you use TurboTax?
irony?
Would that even work?
If you could die by irony, she would be dead.
Elon Musk has a huge fortune, but that doesn't necessarily mean that his taxes are complicated. He doesn't have any offshore tax shelters or sneaky accounting. His salary is purely based on exercising stock options or selling stock, which are subject to capital gains tax, income tax, and Medicare tax. When exercising his shares, Elon will be paying a total tax rate of 52.65%, which even a second grader can calculate. On the other hand, Elizabeth Warren made $12 million but only paid a measly $5,000 in taxes, or a 0.04% tax rate. That is an absurdly low amount, especially for someone who's been calling Elon Musk a fraud for not paying enough taxes.
What would happen if you walked into an H&R Block to file your taxes? Like, could they handle your case?
My taxes are actually not that complicated. I do not have any offshore accounts. I don't have any sort of tax shelters. I have basically Tesla and SpaceX stock, and Tesla is publicly traded, so all information is public. And SpaceX is, a C corp that is audited. It has outside auditors, outside investors. So it is. Everything is extremely transparent. There are no elaborate sort of tax avoidance schemes or anything like that. So H&R Block could easily do my taxes. I don't need H&R Block. I could do it.
Yeah.
It'd probably take me a few hours to do my taxes. It's very basic.
This is not a political channel and I do not endorse any party, but politicians have clearly chosen the wrong person to debate with. Elon's taxes are quite simple, and most of his wealth is only on paper. Not only that, but Elon is on the forefront of the transition to sustainable energies and space travel. Politicians have been disregarding that, and are attempting to take credit for Elon's achievements. For instance, Bernie Sanders asked, "When future generations ask us what we did to stop the climate crisis, how will we answer?" This was in reference to the Build Back Better bill, which politicians are touting as the start of the American EV revolution. Unbeknownst to these announcements, Tesla already started the EV revolution. Elon was confused about Bernie's question and said, "Ahem. The politicians have lost focus on the end goal of transitioning the world to sustainable energies through innovative alternatives to their fossil fuel counterparts." That being said, Elizabeth still believes Elon is a fraud and won't admit that she's wrong. She tweeted, "I've got a plan to make sure it isn't breaking news when a billionaire actually pays any taxes. Hardworking teachers, waitresses, and plumbers pitched in without making headlines. We need to fix our rigged tax code because this issue is bigger than one thin-skinned billionaire. Elizabeth Warren first complained about Elon not paying enough taxes and is now complaining again when his large tax bill is announced. It's quite clear that Elizabeth Warren is motivated by ulterior motives. Let me know what you think about Senator Warren down below. Do you think she is a hypocrite, or is she right about Elon? If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.